And here we have spawning in vertical positions to his opponent, the purple Protoss puCK.
And do we have player intros? Production? No, we don't still. Okay. Down the bottom right-hand spawn then, the red Zerg player for Dust Gaming, it's SteAdfaSt.
All right, so close positions by air, long by sea, as there is no sea. So if you were to travel by sea, it would take a very, very long time to get there. And that'll allow for some shenaniganry. Also keeping in mind that this base is large. Not only is the map large, but the base itself is quite large. So occasionally we see some Zergs come in and do some sneaky Nidus Worm shenaniganness over in this bottom left-hand corner of puCK's base. Not likely, but always one of those possible scenarios. I've never seen SteAdfaSt play before, so I don't really know his or her range of play.
Yeah, I think they've been... I'm pretty sure I've seen them in the ASL a couple of times, but it has been a while since Season 5. So to start off with, it's going to be a 3 hatch 4 pool. So nice strong macro opening. Works pretty well on Brewers of Ceres, but puCK's going to get, I think this is his first scout, yeah, straight to SteAdfaSt base. So
that's very fortunate.
Yeah, with 2 gateways, couple of depths, could put on some real hurt to this quite greedy build out of SteAdfaSt.
Yeah, absolutely. And we do have the Overlord staying out of vision, one of these sneaky things that you can do here. Usually that's to avoid being scouted, but at this point it does not matter. He went for that 2 hatch before pool blind, so just rolling the dice there that puCK wouldn't do anything too aggressive. And I think that is the general mentality that a lot of players will have when they're going up against a player that is the favorite, right? So if you're the favorite in the group, generally speaking, you're going to play a little bit safer. You don't want to get unlucky on any cheese. The longer the game goes, you feel more comfortable. You think you're going to be able to express your skill more likely. So going for this greedy opening, I think, is a nice play on this map, and might even be a nice play for this particular matchup of players.
Well, yeah, like you say, if you're the more favorite player, you're going to go for a standard style of play. Whereas if you feel like you're playing at somebody better than you, it can be a good idea to take calculated risks. Like just risking yourself. Just you can't cover every strategy so much. You just go, well, I'm just going to do something. So if he does some kind of really cheesy build, I'm going to lose, but hey, I'll take that loss. But if he does anything that isn't covered by this, I'm going to get a really big lead. And hopefully that'll be enough for me to overcome my slight disadvantage in being a less skilled player. And 3 hatch 4 pool is one way of doing that. Big cheeses are another. That they're slightly more narrow, perhaps. And yeah, we've got these 2 adepts from puCK. Going to walk in and see how much damage they can get done. But already there's a lot of links. 4 more on the way, and with 8 on the map, I think it was at the time.
Yeah. So yeah, we're up to 12 links here. So gonna be pretty good. Gonna be able to. Ooh, not quite get us around. Those slippery adepts there, getting some damage in. But overall, no workers able to be killed. So it was a glorified scouting party. Not many things lost at all. So SteAdfaSt is pretty happy about that. Can go ahead and build 12 drones. And that's a pretty normal thing to do as a Protoss player. You go ahead and get that double gateway, you get the double adepts, and they do their thing. Sometimes you push harder and sometimes you don't. But we're not seeing the adept upgrade. We're seeing the blink out of the Twilight Council and Robo and Gates to follow.
Yeah, it looks like these 2 adepts are going to be cleaned up now. Haven't really done a huge amount. SteAdfaSt defend against them very well, really, as well as puCK managed to micro here and there, hither and thither, back and forth. But for now, it's SteAdfaSt's turn to get a little bit of scouting off. He just pretty much only sees this wall. Made all of gateways. Obviously, puCK's trying to ramp up his production a little bit, and that Robo facility, the Robo facility, just finishing up. SteAdfaSt did manage to catch the edge of that. So he knows at least one of the tech routes available to puCK.
Yep, seeing a couple stalkers here isn't too much of a tell, but it is going to let him know a bit of an investment past the killing of the Overlord. You only need 1 to kill an Overlord, so you see that kind of happening. And now we have the big warp in, 5, 6 Stalkers starting to come out. Warp Prism as well, so making use of that. Ooh, this Overlord. Oh, nice. This Overlord's going to scout all these Stalkers and know exactly what's going on. We've got the Adept upgrade behind it. Even gets to see the Warp Prism going out. This is a nice position. Ooh, this is interesting. Dropping Creep over here with this Overlord and a potential dropping location. I wonder if that will come into play. Looks like a frontal assault for the time being with Blink.
Yeah, it looks like it. And puCK's blink control is pretty strong. SteAdfaSt hasn't actually seen the Twilight Council, but with the commitment of Stalkers by puCK, he can pretty much assume that Blink, some kind of support for them will be on the way. No upgrades at all for either side at the minute, but these Stalkers going to run in and Blink back to the safety of that Warp Prism. Looks like at the minute, puCK's just a little bit nervous about engaging fully into that Roach army, but the third base could be a little exposed with SteAdfaSt's full army up main base, or naturally.
Speed Roach is just finishing up. It's going to help him quite a bit. Oh, losing these Overlords, though. Bit of a bad rally. Got to watch out for those kind of scenarios. Going to go ahead and split up over here. Very aware of the potential blink into the main.
Force fields. All the Roaches are trapped in the main.
Oh, my God. I didn't know you could reach that from there. Wow, that's phenomenal. Oh my God, and awful at the same time. Great play by puCK. He's totally safe here. He can force field. Oh my God, this is... Oh, what a disaster for SteAdfaSt, and what a great play from puCK here.
With 5 sentries, you can literally keep that force field down forever. They regen energy fast enough, and puCK, yeah, he's going to take out the Roach one, denies tunneling claws. There's no getting out of that base now. The sentries even net themselves a Roach kill. Warp Prism just keeps on warping in. And yeah, puCK can just sit back there, poke away at the Roaches. He can go over to the third base. He can go over to the fourth base that's starting up. And SteAdfaSt economy has been absolutely ravaged.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a tough scenario. He's going to go ahead and take a somewhat sneaky base off in the corner to try and offset that. Got to rebuild his Roach Warren, though, which is a bit rough. And the economy is absolutely destroyed here. His income is almost a third of his opponent. Yeah, these Roaches have been getting out here the whole time. We are up to 8 sentries. Little bit excessive. You only need 6. But he's gonna hang out. The sentry is a nice unit to have. Gotta be careful you don't get too close to that edge. Ooh, there we go, losing a sentry. Gotta get those on hold position there. And Ravager is finally coming out.
They do break force fields.
They do, I heard. I saw it in a patch note one long time ago in beta.
Yeah, so SteAdfaSt is going to be able to break down here finally. And it looks like puCK's going to have to retreat, but you know, he might even be able to fight this. I'm not sure he can fight it just yet, but he can go back home. Has his third base up for a little while. He hasn't been mining from it, but definitely with the defensive advantage of a couple pylons, and he can even pull some probes if he really wants to. He's gonna be well able to take on SteAdfaSt's army. And SteAdfaSt, yeah, he's pulling the drones actually. He's got to go all in, having had his economy destroyed this much by puCK's incredible force field play.
Yep, and we've got this moving forward here. SteAdfaSt here, gonna try and do what he can. It's gonna all come down to the blinks and the corrosive biles, but unfortunately there aren't too many corrosive biles here. Nice force fields as well. Sectioning off half of this army. Oh my God, this is just a massacre. puCK's like, okay, you can come in now. It's your time to get dead. puCK's gonna go ahead 1-0.
That crest down here in the bottom right-hand corner. It's our purple Protoss. Won the last map, now needs one more to advance with a perfect score to the winner's match. Say flipside tactics. It's puCK.
And his opponent spawning cross spawns on Lerlat Crest, Red Zerg, SteAdfaSt. Now, talking about the Ravager just a little bit more, and how it wasn't really used for force fields, even though that was the initial buzz. I think one of the other things that really allows Zerg not to care as much about force fields as they used to is just the range. Just being able to have a unit that has long range, you know? You're a Terran player and you've got siege tanks, you don't really care that much about force fields, because by the time they, okay, you get force field out, great, the tank can still shoot, much further, and you're going to lose all your sentries. I think in the same way, the Ravager sort of filled that role as this high-range unit. Even the regular attack range is 6. So it looks really nice, and it helps in those kind of scenarios, just from a battle standpoint, from a range standpoint. So it helps to deal with the force field in a not like super hard counter way. That's like, okay, if they have Ravagers, any force fields you have are useless now. It's more of a a soft counter, a nice little okay. This is going to be less strong because you have this tool, kind of a deal.
Yeah, that's a really interesting point as well, because puCK's moving his chrono between the gates, so they add up turns at the same time as well. Cool little trick. But yeah, it's one of the reasons why Hydras do really, really well against gateway-based armies. Is just with just roaches, you can just force field them into a ring and poke away with stalkers, and the roaches will never hit your stalkers unless you move them too close. With Hydras or Ravagers now, at least the stalkers will be taking some damage rather than just you can't fire at them. But yeah, these 2 adepts making their way across the map from puCK. Just managed to, he actually cancels the shade to make sure he gets the snipe on that Ling. Interesting.
Nicely done. SteAdfaSt is going to be scouting his opponent last with overlords and not any units, so a little bit unfortunate. Drones are starting to fall down here. Bit of a late pull. Yep.
Yeah.
And going to kill 3 drones. Going to kill Ling. Nice little repositioning there from puCK. Going to go ahead and jump into the main for some more kills.
Yeah, it's interesting. This is a much better result for these 2 adepts in this game than the last, despite the fact that this game SteAdfaSt actually opened hatch pool hatch rather than hatch at pool. So 8
and the rush distances are definitely comparable. Cross positions on Laralac versus vertical spawns on Saros are very similar. So excellently done by puCK there. SteAdfaSt wasn't able to hold it quite as well as last time.
Yeah, really, really nice. And puCK is looking for some more aggression with a pylon and a gateway next to it to provide that fast warp in. Going to bring puCK up to 5 gateways total. And,
now we just need a Robo, a Twilight, and a couple more gates, and we'll be totally all set.
The Protoss dream, living the Protoss dream. But
that's right.
Adepts are definitely one part of that, and looks like puCK is committing to them. So far, SteAdfaSt has pretty much no idea this is happening. He hasn't seen any of the extra production. He hasn't seen the proxy pylon. He hasn't actually even broken down this collapsible rock tower at his 3rd base. Not that there are many drones there, and with Adepts, the drones are what you're looking for more than...
Yeah, Roach Warren's still about 10 seconds off as well, so when this comes in, he's going to have to defend it with Lings, which is not the best possible scenario. Yeah. He's got a couple queens, but not any sort of excess for fighting, and he's going to go in here. Lots of lost mine time already. Zerglings and drones beginning to fall down, and soon to be more Adepts warping in, shading in multiple directions. 8 drones dead already. Oh my god. You could just, he's not going to cancel, but he's going to move over here, get a couple more, get the Adepts all together, and these drones are just running around from base to base. All of SteAdfaSt's drones are pretty much in one group trying to move around, find a place. Excellent Mifer here, keeping the weak Adepts alive and just battling these queens straight up because he can, warping in more Adepts. And just a really difficult scenario. Nice transfuse there, getting one Adept and maybe a second one. No, the shade is going to finish up and just going to be hanging out over here. Nice little place to get some reinforcements as well. In the meantime, some of them were sent over to the natural, getting some damage there. This is one of those builds. This is one of the builds that you throw in the Protoss book of bullshit, and puCK takes 2-0 handily over SteAdfaSt, not breaking a sweat.